The situation in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, DRC, is deeply complex, involving historical, political, and economic factors. However, when looking at the conflict through a biblical lens, there are several themes and teachings that can be applied to understand and respond to the struggles faced by the Congolese people. Here are some biblical perspectives that may provide insight into the situation. 1. The fall and brokenness of creation. The Bible teaches that creation was initially good, but it became marred by sin. Genesis 1 verse 31. This concept of a fallen world can be seen in the Congo's struggles. The greed for resources, the exploitation of people, and the violence that has persisted in the region are part of the broader human condition of sin and its consequences. Romans 8 verse 22 reflects this when it says, "We know that the whole creation has been groaning as in the pains of childbirth right up to the present time." The suffering in the Congo can be seen as a result of the brokenness and corruption of the world. 2. Humanity's responsibility for justice. The Bible calls believers to seek justice and help those who are oppressed and marginalized. In the context of the Congo, where so many people suffer from violence, exploitation, and neglect, this call to justice is very relevant. Isaiah 1 verse 17 says, "Learn to do right, seek justice, defend the oppressed, take up the cause of the fatherless, plead the case of the widow." This passage emphasizes the importance of standing up for the vulnerable, which could extend to advocating for the rights and dignity of the Congolese people, particularly in the face of armed conflict, child soldiers, and exploitation. 3. The power of peace and reconciliation. The Bible offers a vision of peace and reconciliation, which contrasts sharply with the ongoing violence and conflict in the Congo. The peace that God offers is not just an absence of war, but the restoration of relationships between people, God, and creation. Matthew 5 verse 9 says, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God." This principle of peacemaking is vital for those involved in the DRC struggle. True peace requires addressing underlying issues like resource control, ethnic divisions, and political instability, while also promoting healing and forgiveness among warring groups. 4. The role of the poor and marginalized. Throughout Scripture, there is a strong emphasis on God's heart for the poor and marginalized, which can help us understand the suffering of the Congolese people. The DRC, as one of the poorest countries in the world, often sees its people suffer from exploitation by foreign powers and domestic leaders. Luke 4 verse 18 says, "The Spirit of the Lord is on me, because he has anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim freedom for the prisoners and recovery of sight for the blind, to set the oppressed free." This passage reflects the biblical call for liberation and justice for the oppressed, echoing the plight of the people in Congo who endure poverty, violence, and oppression. 5. The consequences of greed and corruption. The exploitation of Congo's vast natural resources has been a major source of conflict. In biblical terms, the pursuit of wealth and resources at the expense of others is frequently